You opened your restaurant for a reason. What if your POS made running it easier? This is Touch Bistro.
Can it help with this lunch rush?
Absolutely.
So I can send orders from here?
Of course.
Can it handle takeout orders?
Yep.
Or delivery?
Uh-huh.
And online orders all from one device?
You bet.
Can it tell me which taco special I should offer this weekend?
Pork and pineapple has been a crowd favorite.
You're right. My fave too.
Can it help me keep my cool when it's New Year's Eve and the internet goes down?
No worries. Touch Bistro works even when the internet doesn't.
Can I call support whenever?
24/7. Can it help me make more money?
Don't forget the extras.
How about 2 patties, bacon, onion rings, triple cheese, and a fried egg?
Oh, yeah.
2 steak specials. Can it tell me how many I have left?
Got a few left, Chef.
Get ready to 86 a special.
Touch Bistro's one step ahead, Chef.
1 half sweet, non-fat, extra hot, half calf soy latte with extra caramel, please.
Can it make sure I got that right?
Yep. Nice work.
Now can it keep her coming back?
Have her join the loyalty program.
See you tomorrow, Sarah.
Can help me sort these checks? They're all splitting.
No problem.
They're sharing.
Join them.
He's solo.
Yeah. Got it.
Can handle different payments?
Uh-huh. Debit, credit, cash, no problem.
Can I check my sales reports?
Yes.
From here too?
Anytime, anywhere.
Or edit my menu from bed?
Go for it.
Can it help me make gnocchi just like Nonna?
No. Sorry, Chef.
Worth a try.
Touch Bistro. We get restaurants.
Welcome to Takeout Toronto Live. So we are here today with Touch Bistro. And this is the pioneer mobile restaurant POS app that's been used in almost more than 100 countries and almost more than 20,000 restaurants use them. And it has made really life simpler for thousands and millions of people and a lot of restaurants, as I cite. And today we're going to talk about Touch Bistro, obviously, and the man behind the machine. And of course, we'll put light on a couple of issues which are contemporary as in terms of the industry, its current situation, the impact of COVID in the business, as well as we would also like to hear from the successful startup entrepreneur, who is a technology entrepreneur rather, and soon he'll be with us, and I'm sure we can take the discussion from there. As you all know, that the entire world has been affected by such an unprecedented situation, caused by this coronavirus, which is COVID-19, and it has taken, and it has continued to take a toll on the entire business fraternity across different economies, and of course, it is no different in North America as well. And not only the businesses directly, but the stakeholders, the linkage companies, the forward, backward linkage companies, they're also quite affected by this whole pandemic situation. Particularly if we talk about the industry, which is a service industry like food and restaurant, they're also being affected right away because, only takeouts are kind of available at this point. And in most of the areas, the dining has not started, so both the ends, the owners of the restaurants or the businesses, as well as the consumers, they're suffering. So that's the situation, and we don't really know how long it will kind of prevail. So we will have Alex Barrotti with us, who is the founder and CEO of Touch Bistro, today with us to talk about the situation and his thoughts and remarks on the industry. So I think Alex will be joining us very shortly, and we'll take the discussion from there. Talking about Alex, as I said, that he's not only a serial entrepreneur, not only a technology entrepreneur, rather he is, I must say, he's a simplifier who has, by his innovation, being an entrepreneur, has made lives simple of thousands of restaurants and millions of people across this 100 countries. So we're waiting for Alex to join in, And here we have Alex Barrotti with us. Welcome, Alex, to the show. Great.
Thank you very much.
Great. You're okay?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Alex, as I was just talking about you, that, putting adjective from before your name, I was just thinking to find out an appropriate one, not a serial entrepreneur only, not a technology entrepreneur, but also an entrepreneur who's a simplifier. Because to me, you have simplified. Touch Bistro has simplified millions of lives across more than 100 countries and more than 20,000 restaurants. And on behalf of all of the industry fraternity, we are indebted for your innovation and your service. Welcome once again, Alex. And as I was saying that, we are being affected by so many things and the context is completely different. And I was talking to the viewers and the people who will be saying us later that, from INEX to Touch Bistro, I'm sure it has been quite a journey. Maybe, the first question or the first thing that I would love to want to know from you is, how has been this journey so far?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been certainly educational. I have to admit, when I started Touch Bistro, it was not. I never imagined that I would be in the hospitality industry. The only experience I had ever had up until the request of a friend to try to, like you said, help him in the restaurant was always as a diner. I only had experience, in the front of the house simply as a patron. And then one day, a very good friend of mine came to me one day and he said, "I know you're a technologist. I have a problem. I'd love to know if you can help me take orders from my patio and have them automatically sent to my kitchen inside the restaurant, so my staff doesn't have to go in and out of the restaurant." And that was the seed that he planted in my mind that then became Touch Bistro. So that was almost 10 years ago now when we had that conversation. So a lot has happened. And as you said, we have grown from simple beginnings. It took us 6 months to land our first 30 venues. And then, today we are in, as you said, over 100 countries, and we've powered over 23,000 restaurants all across the globe. So, and now we do 35 venues in one day sometimes. So it's a lot has changed, that's for sure.
And, the growth, as I have read, as I have heard, is phenomenal. But just to get from that perspective a bit, nowadays, you're talking about that you started 10 years back, or the story goes a little back. But nowadays, there are more efforts being made by people to come up with startups, with ideas. And particularly in this new normal context, how do you look at it? Is it a good time to start up, or a business, or an idea, or people should wait, or how should they in general respond to this thing?
I think it's always a good time to start a business, as long as there is, necessity is the mother of invention, they say, right? So as long as you can address a necessity that someone has, and even right now, during this environment, there are new challenges that people have to face. So if you can create something or invent something or make a procedure, or whether it's an app or a device that in this era can help someone, facilitate someone, solve a problem, I think it's a great time.
So that reminds me of the very old saying, "It's never a wrong time to do the right thing."
That's right. The other one I like is, when they say the best time to plant an oak tree would have been 20 years ago. The second best time is to do it right now. Right?
Absolutely. Wonderful. So just taking it from there, as I was saying, the pandemic thing, how much do you think it has affected the industry that you're in, and the hospitality industry, and the industry that you operate in?
Well, it's obvious it has affected our industry. The question is, how long will it continue to affect our industry? I think most of us believe that we will go back to normal. It may be a slightly different normal for a while, and we are starting to see signs of life. Like I can tell you, in mid-March, about March 13th or so, the government started mandating closures. We started getting calls from our clients saying that they had to shut down temporarily. and we rushed to help them do that. And now it's the opposite. Now we're seeing a increase or a rise in calls from people calling us saying, okay, my state or province is opening and we need your help to get back up and running. So a lot of, we're seeing signs of life and transactions are happening and people are reopening again. Obviously, maybe not the same as before, but I know myself, I've been stuck in the house for the last 3 months almost and can't wait to go back to restaurants, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But, as I was just going through an article probably somewhere, it was saying that, enough is enough. So the new normal is no more new normal. It is now normal. So did you believe that we are heading towards that, right? Things are getting into shape more. And of course, the businesses being reopened and all. Wish you all the best, because, I think we can always see that, things are really opening up. Now, just give us an idea. I mean, of course, the whole perspective has changed. And from your own context, you have certainly undertaken a few steps to adjust with this new normal. Mm-hmm. So would you throw a little light as to what adjustment, what steps have you kind of taken to kind of adjust to the situation?
So what I was going to say earlier, the first thing that we did when restaurants started calling in is we started having a dialogue with them saying, well, what can we do to help you right now? What can we do to help you keep the lights on, right? Or help you with your business? And so the first thing obviously is takeout or takeaway, as they call it in Europe. And a lot of our restaurants did not offer either online ordering or takeaway service or takeout service or anything like that. So we rushed to get to market a online ordering system that we didn't charge for because we didn't want to make additional money off of our restaurants. We were just looking to help them stay in business, because the worst thing that could happen to us is that we lose all of our clients, right? And so we launched our own solution called TB Dine, so Touch Bistro Dine. It's a website where you can either look up a venue, see the menu, and then of course place an order. And we did that absolutely no charge, because we didn't think it was appropriate that there's a lot of third-party order ahead or delivery systems that are charging really steep commissions. And we didn't think that was what the restaurants needed during this time, because it's their only source of revenue. Most people didn't mind paying an additional fee when it was additional revenue because they had their dine-in service. But now when it's your only source of revenue, you need to you need to keep every penny you can.
Absolutely. And let's go back to little the original thing that we started off. How does it really feel to be a successful technology entrepreneur? I mean, that's a very, you must say, I'm so curious about, knowing it right away from the horse's mouth, who's been so successful. So just to know your feelings, and how does it feel like?
Well, the secret I can tell you is that you have to love your job. If you don't love what you do, I think it's hard to become successful. You have to be prepared for the long hours and the challenges, and the courage it takes to open any business, by the way, because a lot of our venues are independent restaurants, and in my mind, they're all entrepreneurs as well. And so I like dealing with independent restaurants. I like dealing with the entrepreneurial spirit, but you have to love what you do. And a lot of our customers obviously love to cook or have a love for food, and that's how they decided to start getting into the hospitality business. And I think there's a lot of parallels. And so I tell people every day that I not only do I love what I do, there's also an old saying that says, if you find a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So that, I think, is the simple formula to success.
So I mean, would it be the formula from your side for the new entrepreneurs and the startups as well? Absolutely.
You have to find a passion in what you're doing. If it's just work, I don't know how you will succeed in that environment. I did a talk once in front of, I remember, 700 people, and when one person asked me, they said, "Oh, I'd like to be an entrepreneur, but I don't know if I want to do the long hours and traveling all over the place and all these things." And I said, "Well, then I think you should really consider another profession, because I don't know how you build a successful endeavor without committing a lot of time to it in the beginning, especially in the beginning.
Absolutely. I mean, as much as I can see being far away, the passion in the eyes of a passionate person, I must congratulate you once again for the passion that you've really kept up on, and you continue to work on that. And throwing a little light on the business side again, and you've been working with so many restaurants which are affected. And if I ask you a question, if you put yourself on the shoes of a restaurant, rather than the provider or linkage service provider, how do you react in this situation? Because you know that it's not opening up fully. You cannot have dining in many parts of the world, or particularly North America. Only takeout is possible. So the government is, of course, having their courses of action to support as much as possible with the wage subsidy and XYZ. But how do you react to that?
Well, you have to do whatever it takes within those constraints. So, for example, like I said, when restaurants were calling us saying that, oh, the government has forced me to shut down, we started having a dialogue. Well, what else? What can we do in the meantime? What can we do to help you stay in business? So the first reaction, or the first request, was for the ability to do takeaway through online orders. The second one was gift cards. People wanted to sell gift cards. Because let's face it, we all want to support our local restaurant, right? Like most people have 5 venues that they'd say they rotate often, that would be considered their favorites, and they're normally nearby. So I know, again, if I look at it myself, I'm looking forward to visiting the venues that are near to my house that I like to frequent very often. So we just had an honest conversation with our clients saying, what can we do as technologists in our platform to help you stay in business, or to help you during this time? And a lot of them were looking at it like, okay, well, maybe I'll start selling online as a way to, keep the lights on, they would say. I don't expect to be making a lot of orders. So we've seen 2 scenarios. We've seen people who started email blast campaigns, putting signs, even simple things like putting a sign on the window when people drive by saying, takeout available online, or having a URL on the bottom. Started seeing people, place orders. Whereas some people would call us and say, well, how do I reach my customers? How do I tell them? And we would help them by saying, well, why don't you go through your reservation book, start calling people saying, hey, now we have online ordering available. In some states, they're actually forcing contact tracing. So you have to actually have a reservation before you can actually enter the restaurant. Even for takeaway, I tried to walk into a venue the other day, and it said that said takeaway orders, but online. I had to previously place the order before I could even walk in. So I didn't stand around and contemplate what my order would be. So they're doing everything they can. Again, I think a lot of independent restaurants are entrepreneurial in spirit, and so are we. And so we sympathize with the struggles they're going through right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We should be trying to help each other as much as possible. And we, from this particular initiative, which is Take Out Toronto, coming out of Triangle Toronto thing, we're also trying to help, local businesses, particularly the food industry businesses, to come and promote as much as they want. We want to promote them. We want to, help them as many ways as possible. And we are getting good response. Like, we have got the tech entrepreneurship, Touch Bistro King with us. So I'm sure a lot more people will be inspired by looking at, your support to Take Out Toronto and the thing that we're trying to do together to inspire and help the local business. So a last quick question. Yes, you have defined entrepreneurship your way. Very, very cool and very contemporary, but a very sneaky, tricky question. Yes, we have to work. We have to have the passion. So that will allow us a very slick window for personal time in many cases.
Sure.
So if that is the case, and you have a very slick time for yourself and the family, what would you love to do?
Well, we all need downtime, right? Absolutely. We need to recharge our batteries, whether it's connecting with the outdoors or going for a bike ride. For me, my downtime is I actually get up very early in the morning and I work out. I go to the gym and I work out, and that helps me stay focused and reduce the stress and clear my mind. And so that's my morning routine. I get up, I don't know, around 5:30, 6 o'clock every day, and then I read the news, I read my emails, I work out for an hour or so, and then I go right back onto the computer. I'm fortunate that I have a gym in the house, and so I can work out at any time. But that's my downtime, especially since we're all can't go anywhere. Everything's closed. Can't get on a plane. So that's my escape in the middle of all this.
Wonderful. So it was lovely talking to, I must say, a complete personality from a personal point of view, from a professional point of view. Thank you so very much for being with us. And to end up with, I must thank Takeout Toronto and a million thanks to Touch Bistro for being with us, and you personally for enlightening us, the viewers who are watching, and of course who'll be watching later on. And to end up with, as I say, a quick few remarks from your side.
Thank you. Well, it's been my pleasure to be here. I must say I was inspired by the fact that we're all trying to help restaurants survive right now and do everything that we can. It is, certainly not only once in a lifetime, I hope, situation that we're in, but it also is a once in 100 years scenario. The last time this happened was the Spanish flu, right? So I hope it doesn't happen again. I think we all hope it doesn't happen again, both for humanity's sake and for our standard of living that has clearly been affected. But there's always a bright side to things, and I've been able to connect with people. It is my pleasure to help restaurants and diners and everyone stay connected, focused, positive during this time, because some of our venues have surprisingly done better. They've started to flourish because now they have a new revenue stream they never had before, which is again the ability to do online orders or takeout that they were very skeptical in the past as well. And that's the only thing that I would maybe close with is it's easy to be a skeptic, right? It's easy to find the flaws in everything. And it takes courage to launch a business, whether that's a restaurant or what we're doing. And you have to just persevere and believe in yourself. And I think maintaining a positive outlook is a state of mind that is required and a choice that one has to make in order to be successful in any industry. That would be my closing remarks to the viewers.
Great. As you said that, there's always a silver lining, every cloud has a silver lining. And again, I must thank you. And I'm so fortunate to have spent some quality time with a person who's so optimistic, even in such a situation where we have such pandemic and crisis once in a century. Thanks, Alex, once again for being with us. We'll be in touch shortly, and we'll be delighted to have you again and again with us and enlighten us, the viewers, and support the business together. Thank you, Alex.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thanks.
You opened your restaurant for a reason. What if your POS made running it easier? This is Touch Bistro.
Can it help with this lunch rush?
Absolutely.
So I can send orders from here?
Of course.
Can it handle takeout orders?
Yep.
Or delivery?
Uh-huh.
And online orders all from one device?
You bet.
Can it tell me which taco special I should offer this weekend?
Pork and pineapple has been a crowd favorite.
You're right. My fave too.
Can it help me keep my cool when it's New Year's Eve and the internet goes down?
No worries. Touch Bistro works even when the internet doesn't.
Can I call support whenever?
24/7. Can it help me make more money?
Don't forget the extras.
How about 2 patties, bacon, onion rings, triple cheese, and a fried egg?
Oh, yeah.
2 steak specials. Can it tell me how many I have left?
Got a few left, chef.
Get ready to 86 a special.
Touch Bistro's one step ahead, chef.
1 half sweet non-fat extra hot half calf soy latte with extra caramel, please.
Can I make sure I got that right?
Yep. Nice work.
Now can I keep her coming back?
Have her join the loyalty program.
See you tomorrow, Sarah.
Can help me sort these checks? They're all splitting.
No problem.
They're sharing.
Join them.
He's solo.
Yeah. Got it.
Can handle different payments?
Uh-huh. Debit, credit, cash, no problem.
Can I check my sales reports?
Yes.
From here too?
Anytime, anywhere.
Or edit my menu from bed?
Go for it.
Can it help me make gnocchi just like Nonna?
No. Sorry, chef.
Worth a try.
Touch Bistro. We get restaurants.